to be speaking to us about the world of comedy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing Judy Cianciotto, comic artist. Let's give her a hand.
The guy before us wasn't even Italian. Nice guy though, Joe. Okay, Judy Ann Cianciotto. Listen, I have to get something off my chest. My husband, who I was in lockdown with for a year and a half, just told me his fantasy. I'm like, why now? He wants to be with two women. Yeah, I'm not one of them. I know. And I can't stand his face. I want to punch him. We had a fight. I said, this is your face. This is your face. Watch it, Brian. So I have to just say, me and my husband, I keep him around, he's a good person. We are old school. We didn't meet on Tinder, no Match.com, no Bubble. We met in an, whatever it is, we met in an elevator. When people hear, literally, when people hear this, they go, oh, that's so romantic. You met in your elevator, that's so romantic. I'm like, no, I should have gotten off on my floor. Right. So I was in New York last week because they had a reunion with the comedians. So it's plus years, and I couldn't believe nobody was focusing on how positive it is to get older. I mean, this is an ageless job, just so you know. I mean, no, you can do this at any age. Everybody knows Joan Rivers. Do you know how old she was when she died? She worked till the day she died. Do you know how old she was? 125. That's right. So I'm from Queens, New York. Anybody know the area? Queens, Queensville, Queens, Jamaica, Queens. I was raised there, and so is Nicki Minaj. We went to the same high school of performing arts. Not the same year, but we went to the same high school of performing arts. And that's why she has range. She's a trained actress. I mean, that's why she goes off the charts. You ever hear some of her songs? She's not like that one-note Nelly. And one of her songs I love because she goes, excuse me, you're a little guy, I like Patrick's guy. He's a shine, I love your time, I'm sick of this guy, the thing is high. Female Dracula emerges from this bimbo. Thank you. So I grew up in a very integrated neighborhood, and I went to all-black school, and I didn't know the severity of racism because I just had a lot of black friends, and my parents never uttered a racist word. So I had a lot of friends that would come over, but one day I came home, I said to my mother, I said, listen, but this really good-looking guy, he's tall, he's got green eyes, and he's black. She started crying, sobbing. I'm like, you're a racist? I'm not racist. I want you to be the nice Italian guy. I'm like, stop with the accent. You're born in Brooklyn. Knock it off. But the truth is, my mom is not racist because when I met my husband, who's milky white, redneck, he's sociopathic, psychotic. I need more than 5 minutes to tell jokes about him. But when she met him, she was screaming at me. She thought we moved in together. You're living in sin. You're living in sin. And I had to explain to her again. I said, I understand you're a devout Catholic and I'm meeting you halfway. I would never live in sin. I'm not living in sin. Visiting him in sin. Big difference. Big difference, yes. So I'm very excited to be here tonight. And I'm a liberated woman. Where are my liberated women? Okay. Yeah. Now listen, it's a great country no matter who's running it, a lot of crazy things going on. But listen, the Middle East, women are brave. Women are fighting, who want to fight for anything. You're either stoned to death or put in jail, but these women fought for their freedom to drive. And literally, I was driving, I'm like, wow, go girls. You get behind the wheel of the car and you drive over those guys. And then when I got home, I saw them on the big screen, and they had the burqas, and they're in the desert terrain, and they're driving. I'm like, wow, these girls, they can't drive. First of all, when you drive, there's a blind spot. When you drive with a burqa, blind. I can't see. Oh, no, my eyes. Love these guys, but I'm tested. There's things I'm not ready for women to do. I hate to tell on myself, but my niece says to me, Aunt Judy, I want to be a firefighter. I'm like, I'd like to get behind you on this one. But God forbid, Aunt Judy is in a building 10 stories high, and a burning building, and God forbid, you're coming up and you're my height, my weight. I'm going to be like, listen, go back down. Get the big guy, I want that 6'5" guy, puts me over his shoulder and smacks my butt. Yeah. That's why Aunt Judy started the fire. Blocker.
I'm doing great. Yeah, we're doing the world of stand-up comedy, and today we're at the Sumac Mediterranean restaurant, and we're having comedians tonight on the show, and our headliner is Maz Jobrani.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. Now, you've been in the world of comedy for a while here. When did you actually get started in this world of comedy?
Well, I say 25 plus. So it goes back a while though. I knew I wanted to be in stand-up or some form of comedy when I watched Carol Burnett, Joan Rivers, got to include everyone, and Toady Fields. You know, when I was really young and I watched Toady Fields, I went, I want to do that.
Yes.
And I guess being a little bit of a kid that would always kibitz and was a smart ass and would, I liked making people laugh. Then you learned as you got older, if that was something you were going to do professionally, it's a whole different world.
I just found out his fantasy. I'm like, why now? Why are you telling me now? He wants to be with two women. Yeah, I'm not one of them. This is his face. Feels good, doesn't it? I'm hearing all these comedians are so fun. I'm listening to this. I'm listening. Oh, I can steal that. I can steal that. No, but that one comedian, I don't know if she's hearing about, but when she talked about running after this ex-boyfriend's front door, I'm like, that's like the water half full. I mean, you didn't kill him. You know what I mean? It's his front door. He's alive. Good. And I'm California sober, but not with marijuana. I get too paranoid. Oxycodone, really. I hate fucking my husband. No, he's a good kisser. So I keep him around. But we're old school. We didn't meet on Tinder, no Match.com, no Bubble, Bibble, what is it called? Bubble, what is it called? No, I met him in an elevator. When people hear this, they go, oh, that's so romantic. You met on your elevator, that's so romantic. I'm like, no! I should have gotten off on my floor.
You had to craft your jokes. It was, you had to, find ways to really, not just, what's the word? Throw it out there. So sometimes you'll riff on stage, you'll do things improvisationally. God, there's a lot of things going on at one time.
It's improvisation. You got to go with the sounds. The sounds is the moment it's calling you. That's just what you do.
But the improvisation, what I'm saying is sometimes you get up there and you can do the improv and riff, but to really craft a joke and have something that's designed to really just work one time after the other, that is really a challenge, because you're not just relying on your ability to make somebody laugh, maybe be a buffoon, or come up with something really quick in your head, but to have a joke that's well crafted and use that joke over and over and over, and it gets laughs every time. And if it doesn't, you don't use it anymore, but it's something that I've been doing now for over 25 years.
But it's such a positive thing, because it's ageless. It's ageless. Do you know, Joan Rivers worked until the day she died. Do you know how old she was when she died? 125. So I'm from Queens. Anybody know the area? Queens, New York, Queens Village, Jamaica, Queens. Me and Nicki Minaj grew up in the same neighborhood. We went to the same high school of performing arts. Not the same year. Not the same year. But she's amazing. That's why she has range. Her rapping can go off the charts. She's a trained actress. She can do Shakespeare. You hear one of her songs when it goes off the charts? When she's like really like stylized, when she's sang that one song. Excuse me, you're a hell of a guy. I mean, mama, like pelicans fly. There's no shine on your tie. And I'm sitting with this guy with the thing in his eye. Thank you. Female Dracula emerges from this bitch.
Biz Avjets USA magazine is a new publication to the business aviation industry. And business aviation is a growing and thriving industry. We plan to bring you all the latest trends and news. We also plan to bring you new information about new airframes, systems, and interiors to market. Feel free to visit bizavjetsusa.com.
My grandmother had Alzheimer's, and I remember we were all in the hospital room, and for like 10 seconds she recognized who we were, and then it was gone. So it's like a thief. It's taking away memories and who you are as a person. Over 5.5 million Americans have Alzheimer's. That number may double by 2050. For more information, visit rightfocus.org.
Senior Care Authority is a one-stop solution for helping you locate senior living options.
We understand the care, the costs, and the safety records of hundreds of communities, from assisted living and memory care to independent living and even skilled nursing. We help families cut through the complexity to make courageous, informed decisions under difficult circumstances.
Biz Avjets USA magazine is a new publication to the business aviation industry. And business aviation is a growing and thriving industry. We plan to bring you all the latest trends and news. We also plan to bring you new information about new airframes, systems, and interiors to market. Feel free to visit bizavjetsusa.com.
My parents never uttered a racist word ever. So I come home one day from school like, hey Ma, I told my mother that this really good looking guy is tall, green eyes, and he's black. She started crying, sobbing. I went, oh, you're racist? No, I'm not racist, no. No, I want you to meet a nice Italiano. First of all, stop with the accent. You're born in Brooklyn. It's really annoying. The good news is she's not racist. My mother's not, no. When she met my husband, she was crying, sobbing, and screaming. And he's a milky white, redneck, sociopathic, psychotic, like, I've not enough time to tell jokes about this asswipe. My mother was crying because she thought we moved in together. And she's screaming at me, you're living in sin! If you don't move out, I'll disown you, you're living in sin! I had to calm her down, I had to explain. I said, I'm meeting you halfway, you're a devout Catholic. I said, I respect our tradition, somewhat. But I'm meeting you halfway when you never live in sin. I'm not living in sin. Visiting this asswipe in sin. No. So I am a liberated woman, like most of the women I see here are too, right? What the fuck are you clapping for? Well, you're getting a lap dance later, yeah, look at those thighs. And I'm getting a spanking. I like that one. Talking about spanking just gets me really excited. Can I touch the note? Because we're liberated, we can do this. Do you know in other countries, no matter who's running this country, it's amazing. I mean, look what's going on in the Middle East. Women have to fight for their freedom to drive. I mean, who wants to stick up for themselves in the Middle East about anything? You get put in jail, stoned to death. Who would want to fight for anything they did? And when I heard about it, ironically, I was driving. I went, go girls, get behind the wheel of the car, you drive over those men. And then when I got home, I saw it on my 65-inch screen, plastic TV, in the desert terrain they had on their burkas, they're driving. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing! These girls, they can't drive! First of all, when you drive, there's a blind spot. When you drive with a burqa, blind! And I'm tested. There's things I'm not ready for women to do. I'm really not. My niece is like, hey, maybe a firefighter. I'm like, shut up. I'd really like to get behind you on this one, but God forbid Aunt Judy is in a burning building, 10 stories high, and we're like, listen, go back down. Get the big guy with that 6'5" fireman, you know, puts me over his shoulder and smacks my butt. Yeah, that's why I started the fire. Don't block Aunt Judy. Well, I wanted to mention something about a friend of mine who's a stripper. Not me. No, I don't. It's my girlfriend. She. And I went to. No, actually, it was in New Jersey. I went to watch her because I was doing a comedy show and just watched her. And went to the comedy show. And she had big implants, and she could take that pasty, you know, and the tassel, she could swing the tassel around. Oh my God, if that was me, that would be me on stage. This would be me on stage. Put your dollar ready, it's gonna go. Before I go, I just want to say men and women, of course, we're different, but men are driven by sight and scent. Right? Women, we need a little more emotional connection. Men just, like when I was at this strip club with my girlfriend, because she was stripping, not me, and he asked for her panties. He gave her $100 for those panties, and I watched him. He took those panties, and and he not only he didn't just smell them, he snorted them like they were a line of cocaine. Oh my God, psycho! We don't do that. We never see women go to a strip club going, oh, can I smell your boxer shorts? Oh, can I smell your briefs? Can you climb on my face so I can smell your hairy, sweaty butt? We don't do that. Maybe you do, ma'am. I do. One more thing before I go, because this is amazing. One more time, we got one more act. We're going to stay for and support. But I was in New York my very first year doing a comedy, and it's terrifying. Anything you do for the first time, sir.
Biz Avjets USA Magazine is a new publication to the business aviation industry. And business aviation is a growing and thriving industry. We plan to bring you all the latest trends and news. We also plan to bring you new information about new airframes, systems, and interiors to market. Feel free to visit bizavjetsusa.com.
Here we are, Rosalyn Kahn, back with Chow Entertainment Living Your Best Life. We just listened to the story of a girl's dream vacation. No, not dream vacation. How about a dream life? Coming to be a dancer and entertainer. And just as she was getting it to the top, we had to take a commercial break, but we're back and ready for it. She mentioned something about her father's advice, that someday you'll get married, and we all know we get married, it opens doors, it closes doors. What did your husband think about you as a comedian, as a dancer? Was he supportive of this role?
Well, let's just say, I didn't get married right away. I didn't get married. I didn't get married till I was, older. I had things to do. I was dating guys. It would be like, hey, Judy, you think I'm going to wait around for you to get home so I can have dinner? Like, well, I have my dance class. I'm going to go do the clubs later on. So no, I didn't have a boyfriend very often. And the guy that I did marry, that I met, was a stand-up comic.
Oh, wow.
So he let me live my best life, and didn't bother me, didn't make me feel guilty. So it was really exciting to be able to do exactly what I wanted without that kind of pull.
And when you think of that's really great. I'm glad to hear that you found someone that did exactly what you wanted to do. Now,
crack that whip.
That's crack that whip. You go out there, you do that, girl. Come on, girl. Let's go. On a serious note, is there a one comedian that you really respect and look up to? And who would that person be and why?
It's funny, Toadie Fields, like I said, a couple of people that when I was very young, that I really looked up to. But who I really loved after she passed away was Joan Rivers. I was not a fan of Joan Rivers when I was younger, but, not even after she passed away. I went to see her one-woman show when she was 73. It was like watching an 18-year-old, and her energy was so strong. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like watching a 17-year-old. And she was amazing. And then I started watching her tapes, her videos, and going, oh my God, talk about craftsmanship. She was amazing with her jokes. She would tell you she has drawers and drawers alphabetically of different jokes that she did. So you just kind of, you sort of follow the master, and pick up good habits or things that you'd like to implement in your own work ethic. And so the world of comedy, it hasn't been easy. It's a man's world. So, as the saying goes. And I've had a lot of blocks because men have made it very difficult. And they make it difficult for each other, very competitive. But when you have a woman that's strong, that does the job, you got to really go after it. So, and I did. And me and Kathy Griffin did our first TV appearance together, Lifetime Television.
Wow.
And we both got managers. In fact, we were up in Montreal. This is before she got Suddenly Susan. And I felt like we were neck and neck. And I didn't know she was going to make it that big. And a lot of them, we don't know what's going to happen. But my manager wasn't so helpful. He had another agenda, and he got distracted. So it took a little bit of the wind out of my sails, but not, but I got back on track. But those little things, you still think to yourself, had I had the right manager, had I had a good agent. Like when I got to California, I did get a good agent. But it goes back and forth, things happen. My agency closed down. I was like, oh my God, this agency was amazing. They got a Miller Lite commercial, now they had to close down.
Right.
So I had to go now find another one. And I worked hard to get that agency.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I pounded the pavement and knocked on doors before I got that one. So,
You know, they say life has its own secret plan. You know, things don't work out for you at the right time, but maybe you weren't ready at that particular point in time, and things opened up with the others because that's what
you know
were
what?
ready.
What's interesting? When I was a kid, I didn't feel popular at all. I had big curly hair. I had a deep voice. Only because I took voice lessons, I learned how to, support my diaphragm and get my voice a few octaves higher. But I felt like an outcast. And then Jimmy Greeley got attracted to me, was attracted to me. And the whole school was paying attention to me. I was invited to parties, nobody talked to me until Jimmy Greeley liked me.
Wow.
And that's kind of like this business. Nobody pays attention until somebody sees you're at work and goes, oh, so-and-so's in that movie? So, look at who's interested in her. Then everybody loves you. It's the same thing in life. It's not just entertainment. It's the same thing in life that you'll be pulled into something or someone will find you attractive in some areas of your life and then everybody wants you.
Right.
So it's par for the course. It's life.
So now,
So I'm living my best life.
living your best life. Now, is there a school that one goes to learn the world of comedy, or is it just the hard knocks of life?
Well, stand-up now, because stand-up became so popular, stand-up now, they have classes that they never had before. But I didn't go for class, I just studied it. I'd watch people on stage, I'd watch videos, and that really helped me to, study it even more myself. But I never took a class with stand-up.
You know, it's interesting you were talking about the classes, because there was a student of mine, and I guess there's some Russian people in theater and the arts that they follow, Stravinsky or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was taking my class, and I said, but even people who tell jokes and stand-up comics need to have a structure. There's an opening, a body, a closing, and there's a way that you gotta hit that punch and so on and so forth. If you were to give someone some really helpful tips on a couple things they could do to get more laughter,
No,
just their
I have no
everyday
tips.
lives.
I have no tips whatsoever.
No tips. No tips.
The only tip is, like anything else, if you're interested in a certain project or a certain topic, you research it. So
Right.
if anybody's interested in stand-up, you research it and you research how to tell jokes. What is your forte? Are you better at, telling jokes? Do you have a little more of a physical comedy involved? Do you have facial, looks? There are certain looks and the way someone pauses. Pausing is very important. And whoever gets into stand-up, these are the things that you'll study, to really strengthen your act and to go further if that's what your goal is.
Fantastic. Well, you've given us so much information.
Really?
I'm so
Oh my God, I'm
excited.
so excited. And tonight, just to give a shout out with the Sumac Mediterranean Restaurant, and tonight Mazda Grani's headlining, and it's going to be Billy Devlin, Jan Karam, Michael Pashana, myself, Judy Ann Cianciotto.
Right.
And thank you so much for coming down and being a part of our show tonight as well.
Well, fantastic. And can you tell us how someone could follow you if they wanted to follow Judy and know where she's going to be next? What would we tell them to go?
Right now, you can see me at the Comedy Chateau. I'm doing shows there on Friday nights at the 10 p.m. shows. We'll be there May 20th at the 10 p.m. show. And I think it's on their website, Comedy Chateau website, and you'll see my name there and the shows that we'll be doing, the Comedy-esque and Comedy Stand-Up Blast. On Judy Cianciotto Nissen, N-I-S-S-E-N, Facebook, or Judy Ann Cianciotto. I have two Facebooks.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure and honor. My name is Rosalyn Kahn with Living Your Best Life at KXLA Chow Entertainment in Las Vegas. We're at 26.8 on Roku and all sorts of other great things. And you can find us there, Rosalyn Kahn, Chow Entertainment, every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Thank you so much. Gratitude beyond words. Namaste.
Okay, anybody try smoking cigarettes or accomplish it? Really hard. Yeah. So I've been smoking pot. And they're saying that children are having mental illness now because they had to stay in lockdown. Listen, growing up with my parents, I'm mentally ill. Mental lockdown. Please. Do you know what it's like being in a lockdown with somebody you hate? I was with somebody I hated the whole time. My husband. I hate this guy. I really can't stand him. Every time I see his face, I'm like, come on, I hate him. He's a good kisser. He's doing
Nurse Access Staffing is seeking experienced RN and LVNs. For more information, call us at 818-697-4484 or check us out on our website, nurseaccessstaffing.com.